Today on the channel, the time has finally come as we unbox Raphael as Frankenstein. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles NECA unboxing and review. And today we've got Frankenstein's monster, we've got Raphael as Frankenstein. But for all your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan channel Frankenstein's Universal Monster exclusives, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. And of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. And you guys know I was searching for this bad boy for many weeks. Usually Targets have been coming through with these in most areas of the country, but for whatever reason the Midwest has been a ghost town for this Raphael. But I did finally get it thanks to Jay's CD and Hobby, my local toy store. They hit me up and said, hey, I know you've been looking for this. We just got some in. I drove in there right away, picked it up, and here we are today. I'm very excited to unbox this bad boy. As you guys know, I do love myself some Universal Monsters. We just most recently unboxed the Mummy and the Wolfman with special guest my dad, the Universal Monster expert in the family, we'll call it. But we unboxed those, and now we're moving over to Raphael from the Ninja Turtle line as Frankenstein. My dad didn't want any part of this one because he doesn't like himself some Ninja Turtles, but he enjoys Frankenstein, but he's not going to put them together. That's just sacrilegious to a guy like him. But not for me. I'm all in. I love the Universal Monsters. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Putting together, what could go wrong? Well, we'll see when we get out of the package. Hopefully all is well. So let's take a look at the packaging first on these bad boys, or this bad boy right here. Absolutely love the packaging here. It's Frankenstein, it's Raphael. It looks very monster movie inspired, very, reminds me of the Misfits and some of their later day albums. I mean, it has a lot of that kind of vibe going on. So very cool packaging. Turtles logo, then you got the Universal Monsters logo. Quite the resurgence for the Universal Monsters. They kind of go big, they go down a little bit, then they're back big, and I'd say they're bigger than ever currently in the world. Right now we got Raphael as Frankenstein on the side there. Very cool. Once again, you could have a bookshelf, as we do know we got more of these coming, and speaking of that, they're right there on the other side. You got Hunchback Leonardo. Not sure about that one. Mummy Michelangelo. Bride of Frankenstein April. Probably the worst kept secret of the bunch as far as it goes right now. I got to think they're going to get Shredder, Casey Jones. Definitely got to get all the Turtles involved. We'll see how deep and how long this line goes. But it is definitely something different. Something very interesting. On the side there, or the back I should say. Look at that. Very cool packaging there. It's alive. What's it say? It's alive! Raphael's Frankenstein's monster. He's been shell-shocked. See, a terrifying turtle with attitude. Pure terror from the sewer. Warning, the monster is loose. Beware his shocking sigh. Oh, yes. Very cool movie-inspired poster. I like that a whole lot. I think that is awesome. And then, of course, with NECA, you guys know we always get the nice window box. For you guys to keep these men on card, you can still look at the figure, which is a really cool touch. Beautiful glamour shot on the side. And then, of course, Raphael is Frankenstein there. Feels like a big, heavy figure. It'll be interesting when we get him out of the package. Of course, we'll compare him to some other ones, see how it goes, see how they look together, and all that kind of fun stuff. So let me get him out of the package. Let me get all the twist ties, all that stuff removed, and we'll be back with Raphael as Frankenstein. Alright, we're back. We got Raphael out of the package, and not so bad to get out. Just a couple of twist ties, nothing too complicated that I couldn't handle, so there you go. But let's dig into it. Let's dig into the accessories first, then we'll take a look at the figure. But we do get extra hands. As you can see, we got the kind of open hands on him here, but then the extra hands we get the holding hands, so you can hold the size in these hands. You can hold other things if you need to be. But they are turtle hands. You got your 3 fingers there. But of course, they're taking the Frankenstein lore, the Frankenstein looks. You've got stitching here into the hands, like, you know, he was stitched back together like any Frankenstein would be. So we got that going on. And then, of course, we got 2-fisted hands, because every action figure needs at least 1 fist. Sometimes they need 2, and same thing going on here. Cuts and scars and all that kind of going on. Big old thumbnails on here as well. He is a monster after all. Then we get down to the size, and this is pretty cool. Obviously, Raphael, Ninja Turtle lore, The sai is his preferred weapon. You get those here, but they look like lightning bolts. As we know the history of Frankenstein, the lightning bolts helping bringing him together. Just really cool, a really cool touch here, as they could have gave us his normal size, but they went one extra step, gave us kind of lightning bolt looking size. Silver color, no extra colors or anything here, but nice detail on the handle with the spiral look. Of course, the lightning bolts and the little electron connectors or whatever they're called there. I'm no scientist, even though I play one on YouTube from time to time. But those are very, very cool. I like those a whole lot. But now we get down to the figure. We get down to the old brass tacks with Raphael. Now we'll start at the head here. Beautiful flat top like Frankenstein would have. You got the rivets holding his head together. And then you get the patented Raphael mask, of course, red, but a little bit of a darker, grungier monster red, I guess we'll call this in this case. Usually it's a little bit more bright, brighter, vibrant red color for the bandana, but really does fit. I think if you had the bright, bright red, it wouldn't look good on this. As this looks like a dirty figure. It looks like it's been through some things. It's weathered, it's torn, it's battered. It's Frankenstein. So I like the idea there. He does kind of have that face going on. That's just kind of that Frankenstein face going. So they did that really well. And then he's got two really kind of puppy dog eyes going back there. Nice black, deep back into the head. So you can really tell those. Looks really good. Dark wash throughout, like I said. And then he's got, once again, all the little stitchings and stuff that you would see with Frankenstein. On the top of his head, he's got a little scar in his forehead, some wrinkles in his forehead. Just a lot going on. And then, of course, he has his bandana in the back that connects. This is movable, so you can move this around so you please. So you can move that, which is nice touch. He does, starting at the neck here, of course, Frankenstein known for his little bolts in his neck. He has a traditional one on this side, but this side is connected to a hose that wraps around all the way to the shell, and then it's like a little thermometer thing, but the plastic is cracked. It's supposed to be cracked. It didn't come cracked, but it's supposed to be that way. Then he's got like a little monitor on the front, like a heart monitor or something. He's got that going on that connects all into the shell, which is different, very cool, but it does not limit with his head. I like that they did it through the neck instead of the head, so it gives you the movements, all that kind of stuff you would want there. The head's got plenty of movement, of course. You don't need tons of movement. Frankenstein isn't a ninja that needs to be able to do everything under the sun. He's a big, hulking monster, really, at the end of the day. The arms go up, of course, up, around, down, all the stuff you'd think arms would do. Single jointed elbows on this one. Hands removable, of course, but the hands can move around, things like that. Nice patching on the coat. Like Frankenstein always had like a big blazer, a big sport coat going on. Tattered, ripped, and torn. Patches on it, stitching on it as well. Once again, a very dark wash to it. You can see the under part of his chest, the turtle shell that we're used to. It's still there. You can see it peeking through. Dirty, grungier like it's supposed to be for Frankenstein. Getting to the back of the shell is cracked, beaten, like it's seen some things. This is a shell that's been through some stuff. I really love this attachment here of the sewer. It's like a sewer grate that they just fixed into the shell where it was broken. Really bringing home that whole Frankenstein monster aspect. I really do like that. Very, very cool. Then you get down to the legs, matches the sport coat with the pants. Same thing, stitching, tattered, all that. You got the shell knee pads going on. Single jointed knees. Very tough to move. As NECA are, we always recommend warming those up. You guys know that. I'm just a maniac and I don't do it. One of these days it's gonna cost me one. Then you get to the ankles and he's got those bolts that were in the neck in the ankle as well. That's an interesting look. I don't remember that from any Frankenstein lore, but I could have missed that somewhere. Then he's got his big old Frankenstein type boots, shoes. Frankenstein known for his big old boots, as we know, but he's got the turtle toe going on in there. So it's the attention to detail throughout that is really good here. And then we get the chain. It is real chain. Well, real as in not molded on. It's an extra piece. I don't think it is removable. You wouldn't want to remove it because you'd never get it back in. Two big handles on the front here, but a nice dirty wash to the chain throughout as well. Very, very solid here. I like this a whole lot. I knew I would. It brings two of my favorite toy properties or pop culture properties, whatever we want to call it. It brings those together, which I think is really cool. It is something totally different and off the wall. And we've seen turtle mashups in the past with wrestling, WWE one. I have all those. We've seen them with Ghostbusters. Of course, the original Playmates line, mashing them up with basketball players and all kinds of things under the sun. But as far as mashups go, this has got to be the top of the house for me. I just think it is so cool. It is so off the wall. And I should say they did this back in the old Playmates day. I guess they're taking a little bit of creative license here and there, moving stuff around, maybe changing some turtles, what they did. but it's still something that was done in the past that NECA is making it better for us in 2022. Does he fit on a ringside stand? That's always an interesting one, and he does. So if you are needing a stand, he could fit on there. A little bit back heavy with the shell, as you can imagine, but you really don't need a stand with this guy. Well, I might take that back. I told you, well, there it is. Yeah, okay. I won't take it back. I won't take it back. Strike it from the record. But he does fit. He does stand very well because of the big boots, the big flat boots. He's got a nice surface to him. But this is a heavy, heavy turtle. Comparing him to some other NECA Ninja Turtles, of course, we got the traditional movie turtle Raphael. Very, very good. But you can see the height difference, the difference here, the scaling difference going on. But it's definitely Raphael, just a new take mixed in with the Frankenstein monster. And then, of course, NECA Cartoon Turtles, a favorite of mine, my favorite line personally, I think. We got this one, so you can kind of see he's really, really small compared to those guys for sure. So we got that going on. And then you got to pull out NECA's Frankenstein, the one that started it all here. So it's just really, really cool to see these guys all compared. You really got the height going just like that, a little slope action. But very cool to bring these two. Putting these two together equals this. I think that is a very, very cool thing that NECA is doing. I'm here for a lot of these. It'll be interesting how deep this line goes. We know we got about, what, 3? This will be the 4. There will be 4, including this one announced so far. We've heard rumors of a few other ones, but how deep can this line go? Could they start all over again and it's going to be Raphael as the Phantom of the Opera? Could they do that? I guess they could. We'll just see what kind of legs this has and how successful this line is. This line really should be pretty good as it crosses over 2 fandoms. Whenever that happens, we've seen it with the Masters WWE Universe. It really does equal success when you have 2 fandoms buying it. We saw it with San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Sergeant Slaughter. The G.I. Joe fans swooped in with the wrestling fans. So anytime you merge properties and you do it well, it's usually a recipe for success. So we'll see how this goes. I think it'll go very well. Got to be looking for this guy at your local toy stores, it sounds like, and then Target soon. As always, go to Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below, and you can get after it there if you are so inclined. So let me know your comments down below. You picking this up? You passing? You like the idea? You hate the idea? Let me know your thoughts on this. And you made it this far, you might as well thumbs up the video, give it the old like. Subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell while you're here. And then, of course, follow along on Patreon, newly launched here, and you get these videos and a whole lot more early bonus content, all that fun stuff. And then you can also find me at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Frankenstein, and Raphael, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.